All right. So yesterday, right? Yesterday we looked at. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
All right. Thank you so much. So yesterday, right, we looked at the source systems. The first step is to identify whenever you want to do any kind of data analysis, analytics, right? You need to identify the source systems, and from that source systems, where are you getting the data from, and what kind of data are you getting? You need to know that. So if you have a billing system or a lab system or a banking system or a retail application, right? From there, what kind of data or what kind of information are you getting? If you're getting 1,000 fields, all 1,000 are not going to be important to you. You might only want 100 or 200 or those elements. The second step is to extract this information, and there are multiple ways of extracting this information. This data can be stored on an FTP server as well, but what is important is the structure of the file, whether it is a flat file or is it a specific standard like EDI, XML, JSON, or any other standard for that matter, right? But that is important. Next, what is important is to clean the data or standardize that information. Here, there are a lot of ways in doing that. There are different tools also which help you clean the data and standardize the data. So one of the tools specifically for lab data is called Relma. Okay. Uh, the next step is to build a logical data model, and this logical data model, actually the process starts when you are identifying the source systems as well. It's not that we're going to wait till the cleaning process. It's actually a parallel process, though it is shown as the fourth step. The fifth step is to now load this information, to now load that particular data, and there are tools that are integration engines. So one of them is Mirth. This is specifically for healthcare, but there are other tools as well like Bistock, which is also, these are called application integration engine. There are other tools specifically from a data warehousing perspective like Informatica DM Express, right? They do the function of extract, transform, and load. So the three steps that you saw, right? ETL, extract, transform, and load, is where you can use this information, or you can use this tool rather. And the final step is reporting, wherein you're talking about insights and foresights. So insights is primarily whatever has happened already, right? That information you're showing, whatever happened in the past, you're going to show that. And foresights is what is expected in the future. That's something we'll talk about. That is what is your insights and foresight. So we'll be focusing on this specific axis, this specific area, where we'll be using Excel and Tableau. So I shared an Excel file today morning. Can you open that file? So the best way to learn something is to actually work on it. There is nothing theoretical which I can teach you from an Excel perspective. It's all practical, right? So from here, whatever session we're going to have is all going to be practical. So can you open the Excel file? And all those who have joined, right, can you just type in your name in the chat so I'll mark your attendance. And let me know once you have opened the Excel file. All right. Have you guys opened the Excel file? Do you have this Excel in front of you?
So,
Yes.
I'm getting some assignment page.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it. It's the other worksheet. Fine, I got it.
IPPS data assignment. That is the Excel.
Yeah, I got it.
So how are your other sessions happening? All online?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, everything online, including practicals.
How do you do lab?
Yeah, yesterday they showed us YouTube videos of machines, lathe machine, how it's performed.
Okay. Interesting. The only thing I don't know how somebody would do engineering drawing. That's going to be interesting. And especially the workshop. That's not feasible. Okay, everybody has this Excel in front of them.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so here, right, you have two tabs over here. Okay, this is a worksheet. There are two tabs in this worksheet. So if I want to navigate between these two worksheets, right, I have to use control and page down. It will go to the right. If I use control and page up, it is going to go to the left. Can you try that? This is a shortcut. Control, page up and page down. Press control and then page up and page down. Did you try that? Control, page down, control, page up.
Yes,
You're able to navigate?
yes.
Now, you'll notice in this data, the first tab is where we have the data. Okay. So if you look at it, if I want to go to the right, I can navigate using this navigation bar at the bottom. Okay. I can use the arrow keys, the right arrow, left arrow, right? I can navigate it to the end. But if I want to go to the first, if I just want to go directly to the last filled cell, right, I'll press control and right arrow. If I press control and left arrow, it'll go back to the first cell. If I press control and down arrow, it goes to the last filled cell. Control and up arrow, it goes back to the first cell. So can you try these as well? Control and press the arrow keys. Press keep control pressed and the arrow keys.
Yes, sir.
All right. Cool. Now what we are supposed to do, right? We are going to first understand this data. So the first step, right? Like we're saying, you're doing a business analysis of this data. So you need to know what this data is telling you. So can you tell me what all fields do you see over here? Is there something which you do not understand, or are all elements pretty easy to recognize and understand.
What is DRG?
So DRG is diagnosis related grouping. Okay. So in terms of ICD, right, we talked about ICD codes, diagnosis codes. Here we group multiple diagnoses into one particular number. Okay, so here it is, if I filter this, right, so the way to filter it is you go to data and you'll see a filter option over here. You see this filter option over here. So here you'll be able to filter it. The shortcut for this is Alt D F F. Alt D F F. So here I'm able to filter this particular column. Okay. So when I look at this, when I filter this, right, I'll see a specific list of numbers. So these are all medical codes actually. In simple terminology, these are medical codes. This tell you that this was a kind of a procedure which was performed, right? This is a disorder. So that 057 is a code for this particular uh, uh, description. Okay, so like this, there are so many other codes which are mentioned in this file. Make sense? This is a standardized code. This is a standardized number used in healthcare. Does that help?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Any other column which you do not understand, or all other columns uh, pretty much self-explanatory?
Sir, under hospital referral region description, what is MI and
That is the state. So that is a
W?
character code. This is US specific data. So this is a 2-character code. Okay. So here IN would be Indiana, MI would be Mississippi, I'm assuming. NC is North Carolina, NJ is New Jersey. VA is probably, I'll have to look that up. So let's look at that. US state codes. GA would be Georgia. So let's look at that. GA is Georgia. Okay. MI you said, right? MI is Michigan. Okay. MI is Mississippi. This is Michigan, US.
Oh.
Then you have IN. IN is Indiana. NC is North Carolina. Right? And the other is NJ and VA. So NJ is New Jersey and VA is Virginia. Alright, make sense?
Yeah.
Alright. So now what we are going to do is we're going to try and create some reports. So here each of these column has a purpose, each of these column has a meaning, right? These are total discharges for this particular procedure, and this is the provider name, this is the hospital name, this is the name of the hospital. Okay, so and this is the average covered charges for this particular treatment. For extracranial procedures, the cost of treatment is $18,694. Okay, now we are going to create some specific reports. There are 4 kind of reports over here which you see in the report tab. This is the structure of the report. So here I'll have the name of the provider and the provider ID and everything. And then I'm going to create these discharges and stuff over here. The calculation I'm going to do for each provider. All right. So the first step, right? What we're going to do is we're going to copy this data in another worksheet, in a new worksheet. We are not going to work on this same worksheet. So you see this group A, group B, group C, group D, right? You can choose any one group. So let's first copy this. So first step is to filter this data. So to filter that, like I said, you go to data and click on this filter.
Do we need to?
Yes, go ahead.
Do we need to copy all groups or only one?
Only one. You choose any one. Somebody can take group A, somebody can take group B. Okay.
Oh,
The first
okay.
step, filter this data. Then here, choose a particular group. Okay. When you filter that, click on this sign. You see this down arrow. You click on that and filter. Let's say I take group A. I will see only the data of group A. Whenever you see this blue colored on the number, right, on the left hand side, whenever you see this blue color, it indicates that there is a filter applied on this data. So to select the entire data set, right, I can do either I do control A, it's going to select the region, it's going to select a particular region, whatever you have filtered. To copy this data, I do control and C. So the first step I said, filter the data, choose a particular group, then do control and C. Are you guys with me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Once you have copied this data, do control N. When you do control N, a new empty worksheet is going to open. And do control V. So you're going to paste the data. Has everybody pasted the data?
Yes.
Now when you notice, right, you see this data is like this. It's like squeezed. But over here, the data is not squeezed. It's kind of fitting that particular cell. So in order to auto fit this, or in order to fit this, right, I can do it in couple of ways. When I move my mouse, right, you see the cursor is showing as a plus symbol. When I move my mouse between the names of the two columns, right, I see a different symbol. It's not it's a plus symbol still, but it has a single line and a double-ended arrow. And when I double click this cell, double click the line in between, right, it fits this particular column. The data gets auto fit. So in the same way, I mean, I can manually go on doing this for each and every, but the easiest way is when I have selected this and when I do this double click, I can go on doing it this way, but the best option is to use a shortcut, Alt O C A. So let me repeat that. I press Alt plus O plus C plus A. You select the data and it becomes auto fit like this.
Can you do it? I'm not getting it.
Okay. Can you share your screen? Would you be able to share your screen? I've stopped sharing. If you can share your screen, I can quickly check what's working, what's not.
Can you see it?
Not yet.
Uh-oh.
A black screen. I just see a Skype symbol.
Okay. Hmm. I don't know what's not sharing.
Should I
Can you
try?
share a screenshot of? Yeah, can you share a screenshot? Yeah, now it is. Now it was sharing. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, no, the other one. Minimize this. Yeah. Now select. Go to the cell A1. Yes. Move. Yeah, select that cell. Yeah, now press Control A. Control N. Yes. Now press Alt O. Press Alt O C A. No, no, no. Press Escape. No, no, no. Escape, escape. Now press Alt. When you press Alt, right, you see yes. O C A. Got it? Anybody else who did not get this? Everybody got that?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Thank you so much. Okay. Now we'll rename this sheet, right? We'll rename this sheet as our data. So to rename the sheet, just double click the sheet and say data. And I'm going to save this sheet. And we're going to add a new sheet over here. So there are two ways of adding this to a new sheet. Okay. Either I click this plus symbol. So if I click this plus symbol, a new sheet gets added, or I can press Shift and F11. Okay. So to add a new sheet, there are two ways. Either I click this plus symbol, or I click Shift and F11. If I click Shift and F11, a new tab will get rather new tab is going to get added over here. And whatever sheet I've added, I'm going to keep it as report. So we saw earlier that you can navigate between the two tabs, right, using control page up and page down. But now I have two workbooks open over here. I have two Excel files open over here, and I want to navigate between them. So for that, I need to use control and tab. Okay, when I use control and tab, right, I am going to be able, I'll be able to navigate between those two. Or if I press Alt and W, and again another W, so it shows me the list of Excel windows open over here. Did you get that? Should I repeat?
So can you repeat the last one? The Alt and W command.
Yeah, so you press Alt, right? When you press Alt, right, the first thing you should see these symbols coming up. These are shortcut keys. Okay, so if I press F, it will go to this file. So I'm going to press W. When I press W, I see more details in the view tab, the view ribbon which is there. And again, when I click W, right, I see the list of open Excel files over here. You get it?
Yes, sir.
Or W.
Thank you.
Okay. So everybody has this Excel now with the data tab based on whatever group you have selected and a report sheet which is over here. So the first step, you see the report has certain standard format, right? I'm going to copy these 3 rows. The provider summary, the monthly report, and this name, because they're not going to change. So I'm just going to copy this from the assignment file and I'm going to paste it in my new Excel that I've got. Were you able to do this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So here you see this is called current date, but here I need to put an actual date. So obviously I can just type 4/8/2020, right? It gives me the current date, but that is not going to help me solve the problem. So tomorrow if I open this file, obviously I can hard code the value, but there is a function to do that. So to write a function, right, there are a lot of functions in Excel. There are a lot of different predefined functions. So to add a function, I need to put equal to, and I'm going to put now. When I see now, right, when I type n itself, it shows me a list of whatever functions are there starting with the word n. And I'm going to type now. So when you see now, right, it tells me it returns the current date and time formatted as date and time. And open close bracket. So it gives me the current date.
Sir, why can't you use the today function?
You can. So I was going to come to that. There are two ways. One is now, you can use today also. So in today, right, one of them gives me a date and time also. Let's see, where is that? So here it gives me date and time also. One of them gives me that. 1 minute. Let me just check that. Yeah. So you notice this. This has the time also. This doesn't have the time. 1 minute, I'll just tell you. This. 1 second. Let me just format this. I need both of them, so it should come actually. So you notice this, right? I copied this value and pasted it into another cell. So here I am seeing when I'm putting this value of now in another cell, I have pasted the values only. I can see the date as well as the time. So both of these functions work. Here I'm only getting the date. I'm not going to get the time. Yeah, is there a question in this? Yeah, Disha, you have a question? Hello?
Sir, I think when we add the now function,
Yeah.
in the number format we can go into custom, and I don't know if it's there, but in my sheet it shows the DDMMYI HHMM format, the hours and minute format.
Yeah, so this,
You want-
you want to share your screen? So I went into this more number.
that's what I did. Yeah, custom.
Yeah.
I went on custom.
Yeah, so you can do it custom also. There,
Yeah.
here also in the date, you see the time format is also there.
Acha, okay. Yeah. What one is?
Got it? So it depends what all you want to use. You can use any of them. Okay. Disha, you had a question or you're good with that? Okay. So now the next step is you want to get the provider name. Okay. So these are all unique providers. These are all unique provider names. So we need to get the provider name over here, the list of provider names over here. So when you go to provider name, right? When you look at this, how many rows are there in your data? How many rows are there?
$4,800 plus.
Right, 4,800 plus. How many unique providers are there? Can you tell me? Is it possible to just look at the data and tell you how many unique providers are there in this?
Yes, sir.
So
So there are many.
yes. So to find out a list, right? Let's add another sheet over here. Let's add another tab in this, a new sheet. Okay, and we're going to name it provider names. And I'm going to copy just this column. So to copy this column, right, either I select it this way. When I click on the column E, I can select the entire column, or when I click on this E1 cell, so this is the name of the column and one is the row number. I click on this and here, right, I press Control, Shift and down arrow. When I do Control, Shift and down arrow, I am selecting the values in this particular column. And then I do Control C and I paste them over here. I just made them left aligned. You been able to copy this file, copy the data?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So this provider name, did we take only of group A or all the groups?
No, only the group which you consider, right? The data you copy.
Oh,
So if
okay.
you copy data only of group A, you will get provider names only of group A. If you copied only group B, you should get data of only group B.
So is there a reason why we're just taking one group and not all?
No, I just wanted to segregate. Normally, when we do it in class, we have 5 different groups, so everybody has a different uh, value to calculate. It was just in that perspective. Nothing.
Okay.
You can take all groups also if you want to. That is not an issue. It'll be easier to calculate in a way. Okay. So now I have this information, right? So I need to I need to find out there are duplicates in this. So in order to find out or rather remove the duplicates, right? I first select this. I first select this data. Go to the data tab and you will see a symbol like this, a cross symbol, which says remove the duplicates. So it will delete the duplicate rows from the sheet. So you have to click on this. Go to data. In data, you will see under data tools, you will see an option for removing the duplicates. And you will get this pop-up based on whatever groups data you have selected, 92 unique values. Everybody got this?
Yes, sir.
Very good. So now let's go back to the
Sir,
report. Yes.
sir, can you please repeat it? I'm not able to do that.
Yeah, okay. I'll repeat it. So were you able to copy the data over here? Were you able to
Yes, sir.
copy?
Yes. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So I copied this. Go to this data tab. You have
Yeah.
the data selected. Go to the data tab. Under data tools, do you see this symbol? Remove duplicates.
That's but I'm not able.
Can you share your screen?
Uh, Sir, actually, I'm doing the meeting on the phone, so won't be
Okay,
able to.
can
I'll just put a screenshot.
yeah. Can you take a photo and put it over here? Because depending on the version of Excel, right, this might look something different to you.
Yes.
So if you can share that, you can check that. So I have left aligned this, okay? I have left aligned this. So to left align it, on the home tab, you see the option over here in alignment. Okay, this is left aligned. This is center aligned. This is right aligned. I'm pretty sure you know this if you use Word a lot. You know this. Okay, now when you look at this, right, you notice over here the name which is there is not all caps. Okay, it is sentence case. Basically, only the first character is capital, the remaining are not caps. But if I look at this data, right, I have everything in caps. Okay. So to do this, I'm going to use the function called proper. There is a function called as proper. So type in the column B, type equal to proper, and it takes an input which is the name of whatever this particular cell. So A2 is the input, and when I do this, it makes it in a proper sentence case. So first try it for one of them, then I'll tell you how to repeat it for the others. Yeah, you're sharing the image.
Yes, sir. Just a second.
So can we apply this proper this thing on the A column itself?
No, it requires an input. So if I write proper, right? So let's say you're saying you want to write it in this cell itself, A, right? That's what you're saying.
Yeah, yeah.
No, so here, right, it's taking an input. So if I see, right, proper, it requires an input, a text. So if I have to do this, either I write it as, I'll have to hard code the value over here, which I cannot do because it is in another cell.
Okay, okay.
Where is the image? Why don't I see the image?
Sir, I'm not able to capture it. I don't know. It's not detecting it.
Can you send me a WhatsApp?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So here I have, you understood why we cannot apply it directly on this particular cell?
Yeah, I got it.
Because you'll be overriding this particular cell. So it requires some input. So it's not going to be that easy, which is why I'm passing a parameter over here. I'm passing this value to this particular cell. So to apply this, right, to the entire range, either I go on applying, I write over here proper like this for each and every cell, which is not going to be practically feasible. So the best way is, and there are multiple ways of doing this. When I move my mouse at the corner, right, I see you notice over here, the cursor of the mouse is a plus symbol. When I move it over here, the symbol changes. It's a double-ended arrow as a plus symbol. When I move my mouse to the corner over here, it is a simple and thin plus symbol. When you see this symbol, right, I need to just double click this. When I double click this, what it's doing, it is repeating the formula till the end where it finds a value on the left hand side column. Okay, let me repeat this. When I move my mouse to the corner over here at the bottom right hand side corner and I double click this, what it will do, it will fill this sheet, the empty cells, till the point where there is value in this column A.
Sir, I can't double click and flash it.
Can you show your screen?
I have to select it down. Just a second, I'll share. I can't
Sir,
double.
I've sent it to you.
Yeah, that data has to be in column C. So here it's not finding anything. So your formula, right? Write that formula in column C. So you see in the screenshot that you shared, right? You see
Yes,
that
sir.
remove duplicates is there. It's just next to left of data validation. You need to select the data first. Then that
Sir, so next to data validation, there is consolidate.
left of that remove duplicates. You see that?
Yeah, sir, but even when I select the data, it's not like the option's not available.
There's something wrong which you're doing actually. Let me try this again. Okay. Copy this. Have you selected this? Is this region selected in your data, in your sheet?
Yes, yes, sir.
Do one thing, select the entire column. Click on this column B, wherever you pasted at, click on that column at the top.
Yeah, sir, I've done that.
And you should be able to remove the duplicates.
I don't know, something's wrong. I'll try again, sir.
Okay.
Sir, why didn't the flash fill work on the third column?
Because it is searching for a value on the left or right, whichever is there, right? So here also nothing is there over here. So if I fill this value 1, 2,
Sir, your
3,
screen is not sharing.
okay, sorry. So here, right, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and when I do this, now it is taking till this end. There was nothing over here. Okay, when I have nothing over here, it doesn't know till where should I go.
Okay.
I write nothing over here. When I remove all of them, right? It doesn't know till what end should I go.
Understood.
But when I write something over here, it takes it till the end, to the last filled cell.
Yes, got it, sir.
Okay, now the other way is I go till the last cell. In this column A, I go to the last cell, go to column B then and control shift up arrow. So I need to select the region till where I want this value. And simple way, right? Just select a region like this. Okay, shift and down arrow. Just select a region like this and press Control D. When I do this, right, what happens? I am filling the formula at the bottom. Control D is going to repeat whatever is there at the top in the bottom. So here, if I apply Control D, I'm just going to get the value 2 over here. Here, I press Control D, it repeats the formula. Okay, so I can manually go down till 93 in this case. It's not that far and do it this way. Okay, so I'll be able to do that. But the best way is to go to the last filled cell in the other column. Okay, and then go to the top and select the value.
So Control D works only when you have selected the range.
Yes.
Okay.
So here if I type, I mean it will work in this way also. I put 1 at the top, right? It's just going to repeat that for one particular cell. If I select this, for 5 cells, it's going to repeat it this way. It will not work like this because there is nothing selected at the top. So it is repeating only this particular cell at the bottom. Make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Now we have this data in the required format, but it is not still. If I look at this information, right? Look at this report. It starts with the alphabet A, so we need to sort this data also. So in order to do that, so I'll just rename this column. Okay. And in order to sort this, right, I can select both these columns. I select the data in both these columns. I go to data and I do. So here you'll see this option for sorting also. You see this option for sorting. So I can click on this sort manually. So I'll see this pop up, or I do Alt D and S. So Alt D S does the same thing. It's a shortcut for getting this value of the sort. So if you look at it, right, practically when I press Alt and D and S, so I get this, I go directly to here. So I'm going to sort it on the provider name, A to Z. Now I get this data sorted. Everybody got this?
Yes.
Okay. The next step, I need to copy this data in my report, right? I need to copy this data over here in this cell. So when I do this, let's just say I copy this value. I do Control C and I paste it over here. Do you get any data? Just try that.
So can you repeat the sorting part?
Yeah, sure. So to sort the data, first you need to select the two columns. Okay, I have selected the data in the two columns. Like, so there are multiple ways of going there. I go to data and I see this sort symbol over here. So this is the option to sort the data. The other way is, the shortcut is Alt D and S, which gives me the same pop-up. And I can select over here, right? My data has header. So this option is selected over here. I know my data has an header, provider name and proper. And I can now select the column name, that is by which I want to sort the data. So here I'm going to sort the data by provider name. So I selected provider name and I click on sort. So it will sort the value.
So it's saying it cannot be copied because it's not the same size.
You would have selected the entire column, I believe. Did you select the entire column B?
Yeah, the entire column B, and I tried to copy
Yeah.
it on report.
What you're doing, right? You notice when you select the entire column B, you are selecting 1048576. So what is that? 10 lakh records. Okay.
Okay.
And when you paste it over here, ideally you would have to paste it from the first cell. That is why it's telling you that the value is not, the size is not same. Which is why you need to select just the data that you want. So from this particular cell, Control Shift and down arrow. Okay. Select this particular cell, the starting cell, and Control Shift and down arrow. So you will select just the data that you want.
But it's yet not getting pasted in the provider's name.
Yes, so there is a reason why that's not getting pasted. You will notice when you paste it, right, you still see the formula. If you look at the data, right, whatever you pasted, you still see the formula over here. You will still see these values proper. And what has happened is, it is now, since there is a formula in this sheet, this formula is taking the value in the cell before it. That is what is happening over here also. This, whenever I have pasted this proper formula, right, function, it is taking the value in the cell before it. But that doesn't give me the data. So it's actually searching for these values over there. So what we need to do when I'm copying this cell, I need to right click, paste special, and here there is an option called values. And when I paste it, now I'll get my values. Did you get that?
Okay, yes, got it.
Sorry, got it?
Yeah, I got it, got it.
All right. Okay, so this is all we have time for today. I'm going to create a WhatsApp group, and I'll share a link so that all of you can get added in that. All of you can join via the link. Okay, and I'll do that in some time. If you have any doubts, we can discuss it on that group itself.
Yes, sir.
All right, guys. Thank you for today. Enjoy your day.